Hi guys. Okay. So welcome to March's dice forecast for the month. Before we get started with the actual forecast part, I have a couple of announcements. First announcement is Hoodoo Q&A. So I'm doing a Hoodoo Q&A if you follow my blog posts, in which I will be answering Hoodoo questions, and I will also have a couple of special guests there. So if you are interested in that, I'll be collecting questions over the month of March and June, and yes, this will be happening in May. If you have any questions, just type them out in Google Plus, on Facebook, or Twitter, or anywhere that you really have questions. Anything that you use, and tag them, hashtag them, Hoodoo Q&A. I'll leave that hashtag in the description so you can see how it's done. And also leave some in the comments of some of my videos, and I'll answer them all in that week. All in that video. The full moon is March 5th, and the new moon is March 20th. And March 15th, Saturn goes into retrograde. And so when Saturn goes into retrograde, there's sort of an abuse of power, and there's sort of a power struggle. And the elderly, the disadvantaged, and the employed are all under the effect of retrograde. So really what you can take of Saturn's retrograde. So really what you can take to mean is that there might be a little bit of abuse of power in the workplace, abuse of power in old folks' homes, which we know is a very serious topic. So and maybe even a little abuse of power in centers that work with the disadvantaged. So please just be aware of that. So on to today's reading. For general, the first number that we have is number 2. And the number 2 tells us to look closely at situations because things may not be as they appear. During this time of Saturn being in retrograde, we have to look very closely at the power figures because these once people that were trusted, these once trusted people might abuse their power as leaders in this time. And also, you just have to be wary of anyone who around you who might not have the best intentions of you. The next number is the 3, and 3 is expect pleasant surprises in the near future. So, things have been kind of rough this past month. But there are things might have been a bit rough this past month, but coming very soon there will be a relief period, and you will have some very good things to look for in the future. But those things are not going to last long because we have the 4 after that, which is a setback, and unpleasant news will disappoint you. Setbacks are just a part of how things go, and so you just have to be ready for that. But the final outcome, the total number for this month is 9. And 9 is success in love and reconciliation and winning on gambles. So, first of all, kind of last month, the beginning of last month, I talked about how February was a good month to do love work and how it was a good month to sort of start harvesting that energy of love and working on that. But what we actually see in March is the manifestation of that love work and, that relationship reconciliation work. And then we also get this whole winning on gambles thing, which will come up again in the business section. But really what I feel like that is saying is that this is a good month to kind of take risks. But the 4 would also indicate that, not all of these risks are going to be not all of these risks are going to pan out the way that you want them to. On the business section, we have 6, and a friend may ask you for a favor. So, March, we know that March and February are kind of tax season. The end of February, the beginning of March are kind of tax season, and so this is a time to be a little bit more generous with your money. Not too generous because after a friend may ask you for a favor, we get 1, and 1 is family difficulties, and this in the business section would indicate to me that the family difficulties are going to deal with money and deal with income. The next number is 2, looking closely at the situations. So managing and budgeting your finances are going to be very important for this month. And the last number of the business section is 9, winning on gambles. Like I said, this might be a time to maybe, if you had a bit of a riskier investment that you were going to make, this might be the time to make it. Opening small businesses aren't suggested for this period of time. But I mean, taking gambles on other things like, I don't know, like I said, investments are probably your best bet. So for the relationship reading, for the relationship section, the first card that we get is the 4. And the 4 is arguments and disagreements. There might be a little bit of trouble in paradise. Just be wary of that. Look closely at the situation is this next piece of advice, which stimulates from the number 2. And so make sure that you are really not fighting for no reason at all, but you have a purpose in this argument. Not just because he didn't want to take out the trash or she didn't want to do the dishes or, something like that. The number 5 is the next number, and its plans come to fruition. And let me tell you, if you've been planning to take a trip, or you want to plan to take a trip, this is also a good month to do it, and this is a good month to have those plans come to pass. And then the last number of the relationship section is the 11. Take a trip for entertainment, and so take a second honeymoon, take a getaway, go visit. If you have family that lives far away, go visit them. These are all things that would be well suggested in this point in time. The next and final section of this reading is the health. And the first number of the health reading is 5. Strange surprises will bring you happiness. When I was interpreting the numbers for this section, first off, I would like to say that some of these numbers are less about physical health and more about energetic health. And when I say energetic health, I mean the type of energy you surround yourself with. So strange surprises will bring you happiness. So keeping a positive energy about, surprises or things that don't turn out the way that you want them to turn out, but still turn out in a positive manner. You will be presented with a difficult matter. This is second number, number 7. So just be aware that there might be some things that might upset your energy. Do not let your energy be way thrown off by being upset, but just know that they're coming and prepare yourself. The next number is 3. Situations will change without warning. So, like I said, it's all about energetic health. And so what we see now already is a fluctuation of energetic health, happy, upset, happy again. And the last one is following your intuition about people. And what I really feel like this means is that there are certain people in your in your circle right now that aren't positive and conducive to what you're trying to manifest in your life. And so their energy is a little bit offsetting to you. So just be aware of that. Just to remind you of the announcements for this month, I'm doing the HoodooQ&A. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments of any of my videos. Send them to me via messages on YouTube. If you find me on Facebook, send them to me that way. If you find me on Tumblr, send them to me that way. Tweet them to me. Get them to me, and I will answer them in the month of May. I will be collecting those for 2 months, March and April. And then there will be a full moon March 5th, and there will be a new moon March 20th. And there will be a retrograde of Saturn 5 days before the new moon, March 20th, and it will go direct August 1st. And the vernal equinox is also March 20th, so just be aware of that. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and ashe, ashe, ashe.